Well, Miami-Dade County is deciding where to build a new waste-to-energy incinerator after the one that in Doral actually burned down last year. Now, a new air quality report shows all three proposed sites are still on the table, and they include rebuilding in Doral or choosing a new location in Medley or near Miramar at the now defunct Opa-locka West airport. Joining us now exclusively this morning to discuss this controversial issue is Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam. Good morning, Mayor. Thanks for being here with us.
Good morning, Betty. How are you?
I'm doing well. Let me ask you this. This report states the proposed site near Miramar yielded slightly better air quality results. What's your reaction to that?
Well, the city of Miramar, we believe that the consultant hired to assess the air quality and environmental impacts did a poor job generally. The methodology is questionable. There's not any transparency in terms of peer review of these studies. So just based on the way the studies were conducted, the city has hired its own consultants that will do objective assessments of this site to refute many of the findings by Miami-Dade County.
You know, let me ask you, Mayor, the report also states that rebuilding in Doral is not only the cheapest option, but it might actually improve air quality if compared to emissions when the old incinerator was operational there. What do you make of that?
Well, you know, the Miami-Dade Mayor report does concede that both the Doral and the Medley site are basically suitable for this mass burn facility. It's already has been approved and is currently being used as an industrial site. It already has solid waste entitlements in terms of its use and would be able to be built much more quicker. So in terms of the environmental impacts of the site, there wouldn't be any additional biological assessments to be conducted either in Doral or in Medley.
Here's what's interesting. The report also states that if the proposed airport site near Miramar is chosen, it would require a trash transfer station to still be built in Doral. Now, how does that solve the problem when neither community wants this trash?
Well, what we do know is that Miramar, we and our residents have enjoyed our quality of life. We did not move to a nuisance. So why would Miami-Dade County put a nuisance near us? Even in the consultant study that says that these air quality tests would be as the human risk would be less than inhaling car exhaust. But let me ask you this question. Would you want to inhale car exhaust? So it's really asinine as it relates to the self-serving results from this report to try to assess that the Airport West site in our backyard and across the street from the environment would be the better site when there's so many human health challenges, there's so many environmental and biological challenges, and the cost impact to build.
Let's touch on the environmental challenges, because the report also states that if they do decide on the Opa-locka West airport site, it could really affect endangered wildlife. Explain that issue.
Well, you know, as we've already stated, not only is the Airport West site right next door, 1/8 of a mile to Miramar, it's literally right across the street from the Everglades. There's a massive water basin that is used for water collection. The study omitted the C9 Canal and its contributions to the economy. There are endangered species there. There's significant site mitigation that would need, because over 85% of the site is wetlands. So when you look at all of these environmental challenges, compounded by the human health risk that it would bring to our residents that don't currently endure this type of risk, is just incredible. So when you think about the city of Doral and Medley, where have already gone through their studies, their cities are used to having these facilities. It would not disrupt their quality of life, because they're living in that environment right now. Everyone that lives in Doral have moved to their city with the understanding and knowledge that there's an incinerator there. So it would not disrupt their quality of life, because it already exists. In Miramar, that's not the case. And on the site at the Airport West site, where we have very fragile ecosystems, it will be impacted significantly.
Mayor. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off in the interest of time. We do appreciate your input. There's a lot to discuss on this, and many more questions I have for you, but we appreciate you joining us exclusively this morning. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for having us, and we encourage Miami-Dade County to select the right site.